My dear soul, before anything else, breathe, because this moment you are in right now, this quiet pause, this stillness in your chest, this pull you couldn't explain, it is not random. Allah chose this moment for you out of millions of hearts, out of endless distractions. He guided you here, not because you are perfect, but because you are tired. And Allah is gentle with the tired. My dear heart, you wake up and the first thing you feel is weight, not sleepiness, weight. Thoughts rush before your feet even touch the ground. Bills, deadlines, unanswered du'as, silent fears about tomorrow. You smile in front of people, but inside you are calculating survival. You try, you push, you plan, you work. Yet at night, when the world goes quiet, your chest gets loud. What if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if Allah is disappointed in me? And you carry that fear alone because no one sees the silent battles. No one hears the conversations you have with your pillow. But Allah does. Allah sees you when you are pretending to be strong. Allah hears the dua you couldn't finish. Allah knows the tears you wiped quickly so no one would ask questions. My dear soul, Allah never asked you to carry life alone. He introduced Himself as Ar-Razzaq, not just the provider of money, but the provider of relief, as Al-Latif, so subtle in His mercy that you don't even realize. He already protected you from what you feared. As Al-Wakil, the one who takes over when your hands are shaking and your plans feel fragile. Allah says, paraphrase from Surah Ash-Shah, did we not expand your chest for you, my heart? If your chest feels tight, it's because Allah is about to widen it again. And in Surah Duha, Allah reminds the broken soul, you were never abandoned. Even the Prophet, the most beloved, was comforted in the quiet hours. Not with noise, not with crowds, but with closeness. My dear heart, Tahajjud is not about how many rakas you pray. It is about where you stand. You stand where masks fall, where titles don't matter, where Allah meets you without witnesses. Tahajjud is Allah saying, come just as you are. No performance, no pretending, just honesty. Barakah is born there. Barakah is not more money. It is peace inside money. It is Allah fixing what effort could not fix. It is ease placed inside difficulty. It is time stretching so your day holds more than it should. A sincere mourning, especially after Tahajjud and Fajr, doesn't just shape your day. It shapes your children, your decisions, your generations. Because hearts written early live differently. After Fajr, there are quiet doors Allah opens. Not loudly, not dramatically, but gently. First, sit still for a moment and whisper, Ya Allah, I leave my affairs with you. Why after Fajr? Because angels witness beginnings, and Allah loves when you hand Him your worries before the world touches you. Second, read even one ayah. Slowly, let it read you, because after Fajr, hearts are soft clay. Whatever touches them first leaves a shape. Third, make dua for someone else, by name, quietly. After Fajr, sincerity flows easily, and Allah responds to the one who forgets themselves for another. Fourth, say astaghfirullah, not out of guilt but hope, because forgiveness after Fajr is Allah cleansing your path before you walk it. Fifth, smile at the day and say, Hasbi Allahu la ilaha illa huwa, OT because life is easy, bar, ut because Allah is enough, bar. Look around you, bar, I've seen it. Parent who has little, bar, but their home feels calm. A worker who earns modestly, but sleeps without anxiety. A student with pressure, but unexpected clarity. No miracles shouted, no stories announced, just quiet. Barakah, that is Allah working silently. For the one who met Him at night, my dear soul, Allah is not waiting to judge you tonight. He is waiting to hold you. He is waiting for your honesty, your weakness, your whisper that says, Ya Allah, I can't do this alone. Tawakkul is not giving up. It is laying your head on Allah's promise. So tonight, when the world sleeps and your heart feels heavy, remember, Allah is awake. Allah is near. Allah is waiting. Reflect. Make intention. Share this reminder with a tired soul and gently return to Allah. He has been waiting for you. Expand key point 1 in 300 word and do not add ending, remarks, and heading. This moment you are in right now is not something you stumbled into. It is not background noise. It is not just another video, another reminder, another scroll through words. My dear soul, if Allah did not want you here, your heart would not have paused, your eyes would not have slowed down, something inside you would not have softened the moment these words reached you. Allah chooses moments the way He chooses hearts, quietly, precisely, with mercy wrapped inside timing. You don't understand yet. You think you found this reminder, but Allah sent it to you at a time when you are tired of explaining yourself, at a time when your chest feels heavy without a clear reason, at a time when you keep going, but you don't feel held. Allah knows when a soul is about to crack under silence, and before it does, He calls it closer, not with thunder, not with fear, but with a gentle pull you cannot explain. My dear heart, Allah does not interrupt your life randomly. When He reaches you, it is because He saw something inside you that needed Him more than noise, more than advice, more than answers. He saw your patience stretching thin. He saw your du'as becoming quieter. He saw you trying to stay strong while feeling unseen. So He chose this moment, not later, not yesterday, now. Because Allah knows the exact second a heart is ready to listen. And when He invites you, it is not to demand, it is to comfort. If you feel a strange calm mixed with emotion right now, that is not coincidence. That is Allah letting your soul know, you are not forgotten. I see you. I brought you here. Expand key point 2 in 300 word and do not add ending, remarks, and heading. You wake up and before your body fully rises, your heart is already tired, not because of sleep, but because of everything you carry silently. My dear soul, you don't talk about it much. You move through the day like you're fine. You answer when asked. You smile when expected. But Allah sees the exhaustion that lives behind your eyes, the kind no one notices because you still show up. He sees how your mind never truly rests, how even in moments of quiet, worries line up, fear about tomorrow, pressure to provide, guilt for what you couldn't fix, questions you're afraid to ask out loud. You think your tiredness means weakness, but Allah knows it means you've been trying for too long without relief. There are burdens you carry that were never meant for your shoulders alone. Decisions you replay again and again. Du'as you made and waited for. Effort you gave that didn't return the way you hoped. And still, you wake up, you move, you try again. Allah watches this not with disappointment, but with mercy. Your exhaustion does not push Him away. It pulls His gentleness closer. Every sigh you release when no one is around, every tear that falls quickly so no one sees, every moment you whisper, I'm tired, without sound, Allah hears it before it leaves your chest. You don't need perfect words. You don't need long prayers. You don't need strength. You don't have. Allah already knows how heavy your heart feels today. And He has never ignored a tired soul that turns toward Him, even silently. Expand key point 3 in 300 word, and do not add ending, remarks, and heading. When the world goes quiet, your heart gets louder. The lights are off, the phone is still, the streets are asleep, and suddenly everything you avoided all day rises. My dear soul, the night does that. It removes distractions gently, so what remains is truth. You lie there, staring into the dark, replaying moments you wish you could rewrite, words you didn't say, choices you question, paths you're unsure about. The night carries conversations you don't dare have during the day, because in daylight, you stay busy to survive. At night, you finally feel, Allah created this quiet on purpose, not to trap you with your thoughts, but to invite you into a space where honesty breathes. There are prayers that dawn and fit into daytime language. They are too fragile, too raw, too unfinished. They belong to the night. When everyone else is asleep, Allah listens differently. Not because He wasn't listening before, but because you are finally present. In those hours, your heart speaks without rehearsing. Your fears show their real faces. Your hope whispers instead of shouting. The night does not demand strength from you. It allows softness. That is why tears fall easier then. That is why your chest loosens when you finally admit what hurts. My dear heart, those quiet moments are not loneliness. They are closeness. Allah is nearer than your thoughts in the dark. He is closer than the silence that surrounds you. If your heart feels drawn to Him when the world sleeps, it is because some meetings are too sacred for daylight. Expand key point 4 in 300 word and do not add ending remarks and heading. My dear soul, Allah does not call you in the night because He needs something from you. He calls you because you need Him. Tahajjud is not a test of discipline. It is not a measure of worth. It is not Allah watching to see if you will prove yourself. It is mercy dressed as an invitation. When sleep is heavy and your body is weak, Allah opens a door and says, come closer. Not loudly, not forceful. Just enough for a tired heart to hear. You think Allah expects perfection in those moments. But Allah knows your voice cracks. He knows your mind drifts. He knows you forget what you wanted to say. And still, He welcomes you. Tahajjud is not about standing long. It is about being honest. You stand there half awake, half broken, and fully seen. No audience, no comparison, just you and Allah. This is where pressure falls away, where you don't have to explain why you are struggling, where your silence is understood. Allah already knows your limits. That is why He meets you in your weakness, not your strength. In the stillness of the night, Allah's closeness feels different, softer, more personal. Not because He comes down physically, but because you finally step away from everything else. Tahajjud is Allah giving you permission to be small, to ask without confidence, to cry without words. If Allah wanted effort alone, He would call you in the daytime crowds. But He chose the night because love doesn't demand, it invites. Expand key point 5 in 300 word and do not add ending remarks and heading. My dear heart, barakah is not something you can measure with numbers. It is something you feel when life should be heavy, but somehow it isn't. You think increase means more money, more time, more results. But Allah's increase is different. It is Allah placing ease where difficulty was supposed to live. Barakah is waking up tired, yet your day flows gently. It is earning little, yet feeling content. It is facing problems that should break you, but they don't. This is Allah working quietly. Barakah shows up when effort alone should fail, when plans don't add up, when logic says you shouldn't be okay, yet your heart remains steady. Allah does not always change your circumstances. Sometimes He changes how they touch you. That is barakah, a day with barak. Carries calm in its hours. Decisions feel lighter. Anger dissolves quicker. Patience lasts longer than expected, and the seed of that barakah is often planted early. Before the world wakes, before noise claims your heart. When a soul turns to Allah sincerely, Allah places expansion in what comes next. Not loud expansion, not visible expansion, but the kind that protects you from drowning in what you were given. Barakah guards your heart from greed, from constant dissatisfaction, from chasing what was never written for you. It aligns your effort with Allah's will. So even small actions carry weight. You may never notice the exact moment barakah enters your life. You will only notice that things no longer feel as suffocating as they once did. And that relief, that quiet ease, is not accidental. It is Allah adjusting life so your soul can breathe. Expand key point 6 in 300 word and do not add ending remarks and heading. My dear soul, the morning is not just the start of a day. It is the moment your heart is written before the world writes on it. When Fajr arrives, everything is still undecided. Your mood, your patience, your reactions, your strength. And Allah gives you that fragile window where your heart is open and unguarded. What touches you first after Fajr leaves a mark? Not loudly, but deeply. If worry enters first, it spreads. If remembrance enters first, it settles. This is why the early moments carry weight you cannot see. Why a soft dua in the morning echoes through the entire day. When you turn to Allah before turning to people, something shifts inside you. Your heart learns where safety is. Your mind remembers who is in control. A sincere mourning doesn't make life perfect. It makes you anchored. Your children feel it in your tone. Your work feels it in your patience. Your decisions feel it in their clarity. Generations are shaped by uns. Habits by moments no one applauds. When a parent begins their day with Allah, a home feels different. Not louder, calmer. When a heart bows before rushing, pride loosens its grip. Anger doesn't rise as quickly. Fear doesn't dominate as strongly. Allah places protection in these early moments. Protection from reacting without thinking. From carrying stress you were never meant to hold. The world may never know what you did after Fajr, but Allah knows, and He allows that sincerity to ripple forward through your hours, through your choices, through people you may never realize were affected. Expand key point 7 in 300 word and do not add ending remarks and heading, my dear heart. Returning to Allah is not about grand gestures. It is not about performing perfectly or proving your faith. It is about softness, about the gentle turning of your soul toward the one who has never left it. Even a whispered dua in the dark carries weight. Even a sigh that says, I can't do this alone, is heard. Reflect on the day that passed, the moments where you stumble, the words left unsaid, the weight of what you tried to control, and then softly turn, not with force, not with expectation. Share your heart with Allah, not in long speeches, but in honesty. Make intention, not for reward, not for praise, but because your soul remembers Him. Return to Allah, and you will notice how the world shifts. The burden you carried feels lighter. The worries you repeated all night become quieter. Your chest, which felt tight, expands slightly, just enough to breathe. Hope returns in small doses. Peace settles into corners of your heart you forgot existed. My dear soul, this is the power of soft returning. It rewrites your moments quietly. It changes your decisions before you even realize. It reshapes your patience, your presence, your reactions. And Allah is waiting for that no to judge, not to demand, but to meet you where you are. Each small turning, each sincere intention, each quiet reflection, it matters more than you can see. Your soul remembers Him. And when you return, even softly, the connection strengthens. It is never too late. It is never too little. Allah's closest waits for the smallest movement of your heart toward Him. It is a meeting that does not announce itself, but changes everything from the inside out. Write a conclusion with a strong mess. My dear soul, listen carefully and let this settle in your chest like a quiet promise. Allah is not distant. He is closer than your heartbeat. He knows the weight you carry, the fears you whisper, the silent prayers you've tucked away. Tonight alone, He is waiting, not for perfection, not for ritual, not for long words. He is waiting for your honesty, your turning, your soft surrender. Tahajjud is more than prayer. It is the language of hearts that cannot lie, the refuge for souls that cannot rest, the bridge that takes your weakness and replaces it with His mercy. Do not wait for a perfect moment. Do not wait for the world to be quiet. Do not wait for courage that seems too far. Come as you are. Come with tears, with sighs, with doubts. Come with a heart that feels too heavy to carry. Reflect, share, make intention, return to Allah. Because when you do, even the smallest turn of your heart begins to rewrite your days, your choices, your generations. And in that rewriting, in that quiet meeting, you will find something priceless. Peace that the world cannot steal. Hope that never fades, and the eternal reminder that you are never ever alone. Tonight, Allah is waiting for you, and He will not turn you away.